Hey there! Guess what? We're talking about the quarter. The quarter is the biggest coin that we'll talk about while we're in kindergarten, and it is worth more cents than any of the other ones we've talked about. But first, let's review the dime, okay? The dime. Dime, dime, little and thin. I remember, you're worth 10. That's right, you're worth 10 cents. So if the quarter is bigger, how much is the quarter worth? Well, let's read it. Quarter, quarter, big and bold, you're worth 25, I'm told. 25 cents is how much a quarter is worth. 25 cents. And the picture on the quarter is George Washington, our first president. Remember, we talked about him when we talked about American presidents, and George Washington is the one whose picture is on the quarter. So let's say that again. Quarter, quarter, big and bold, you're worth 25, I am told. Quarter, quarter, big and bold, you're worth 25, I am told. And I colored it gray because it's another gray coin, okay? On one side of it has George Washington, and the other side of this one has an American eagle. But I'm going to show you that some quarters have different pictures on the back, but they all have George Washington on the front, and they're bigger than the dime and the nickel and the penny. All right, if you go down here, you'll count the quarters, and you'll count that there are 7 of them. That's not how many cents it's worth. It's just that there are 7 coins, and that's all we're going to talk about that for right now. 7 quarters. So let's read this part again. Quarter, quarter, big and bold, you're worth 25, I am told. 25 cents. So let's see what that looks like. Here we go. There's our quarter over there, and I'm going to move it closer to the equal sign. There's our quarter, and you can see that I have it turned sideways, don't I? But if we turn it around, you can see that that's got George Washington's face on it right there, just like in the picture on our paper. But instead of a quarter on the other side, what do I have? I have nickels. Look at that. I have nickels. So let's count these nickels by 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So these nickels are 25 cents. This quarter is 25 cents. How many nickels are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 nickels. 5 nickels is 25 cents. And a quarter is 25 cents. Look at that. Isn't that something? 5 nickels is 25 cents and a quarter is 25 cents. So let's say you have a quarter. I have 5 nickels. Do we have the same amount of money? We do. We have 25 cents. Now, while we're talking about these nickels, can I point out something to you all? If you will I turn this guy around, you can see it looks a little bit different than the other ones. At one point, the United States made different mints, different pictures on some of the nickels, and that one is different. It's still Thomas Jefferson, but it's not the same picture, is it? It's not the same picture. But you can tell it's a nickel because they're exactly the same size. That's how you always tell. Even if the pictures get changed on some of the coins, they're always the same size. So all of these nickels, even though they're not all the same picture, are all 5 cents. Let's count them by 5s again. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 cents. And that equals a quarter, which is also 25 cents. All right? So let's lift that up and show you what I have next. How many quarters do I have here? 1, 2, 3. I have 4 quarters, don't I? I have 4 quarters. And this is, remember, George Washington. This is the eagle that's on the back. There's George Washington. But look, that's something different on the back. Some of the quarters have different things on the back, but they will all have George Washington's picture on it, and they will all be bigger than the dime and the nickel and the penny. So 4 quarters equals, there's our equal sign. What does that equal? If you have 4 quarters, what could you trade that for? Why, you could trade it for $1. Look at that. 4 quarters equals $1. So if you have $1 in your pocket, and I have 4 quarters in my billfold, who has more money? We have the same. It's equal. It is the same. 4 quarters is equal to $1. And a quarter is worth how many cents did we say? Do you remember? A quarter is worth 25 cents. So let's say this again. You ready? Quarter, quarter, big and bold, you're worth 25, I am told. So remember to color your quarters gray because that's what color they are, and that's George Washington. And remember to, if you have some coins at home, get out a penny, a nickel, a dime, and a quarter and look at the different sizes, and you will be able to see that the quarter is much bigger than those other coins. All right? Thanks for watching, boys and girls. Get your work done.